Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I actually have a top 5 video for you guys. It's actually kind of a funny video. This is something that I was thinking of the other day, and I bet a lot of you guys, while playing GTA Online, never thought about this. And that is top 5 ways to make money without breaking the law. Yep, in a game where we play as a criminal and 99% of the things that we do is breaking the law, you never think about the 1% of things that can make us money that will act without breaking the law, right? But that's basically what I was thinking of. You know, what are ways that you can make money in this game without actually breaking the law? And here it is. And so this is probably useless information. Most people probably aren't going to care about this, but I hope that you guys enjoy it. These are activities in which you can make money without killing, robbing, smuggling drugs, anything of the sort, perfectly legal ways without breaking the law. And for people wondering, the tow truck business will not be on this list simply because it's an illegal business. The main reason for that is because Jamal even says that they are operating without a license and they are actually taking these cars without permission, so it's illegal.
Okay, so time for some almost legit work. I have details of a broken down car we can go repossess. Sending you the location now. Just hook it to the tow, and then you can bring it to the salvage yard for parts. If the owner's there, I'd avoid them, because they're gonna be pissed. And if you see the cops, floor it. Because we don't actually have a license. I mean, I said almost legit.
At number 5, we have gambling. Now, this might be a bit of a controversial one, and the reason I have this at number 5 at the start is for 2 reasons. Number 1, because even though you can make a lot of money from gambling, you can actually lose a lot of money from this as well. The other ones on here, you can't really lose money from them. And secondly, there is a number of countries where you can actually not play in the casino. I actually have all the countries that you actually can't play on the casino right on the screen right here. But if you actually can play in the casino, this is actually a legal way to actually make money. And if you own a penthouse, you can actually buy 50,000 chips a day. You get a 1,000 chip visitor bonus. You have the spin the wheel here, which is free every single day. You have horse betting, and horse betting you can actually make a decent amount of money from. You bet on the odds of the horse. The harder the odds, the more money that you're going to get, but also the less of a chance that your horse is going to win. However, though, you can end up making a decent amount of money, especially if you get lucky, and you choose the ones that you think are going to win the race. We also have slots, but slots I don't really recommend playing. I just think it's kind of boring. It's constantly pressing the same button over and over again. You don't really have that much of a chance of winning the jackpot, so I personally never play slots. Then we have blackjack, which is probably the most popular game, where basically you have to beat the dealer, and you have to have a higher count than 21, and you can actually ask the dealer to hit you, give you another card, or you can stand and see what cards the dealer has. This game, probably the best way to make money possibly here, but it's really easy to get screwed over also. The dealer, a lot of times you feel like they always have 2 face cards, they always have 2 tens, or they're going to have blackjack right when you have blackjack. So a lot of people feel like it's rigged. I don't personally think it's rigged. I just think that it's really bad luck. And then we also have 3-card poker, which 3-card poker is a little bit more complicated to play. You're trying to beat the dealer's hands. You have 3 cards, the dealer has 3 cards, and you either play it, you up the ante, or you fold and you sacrifice what you already put in. And you can also put a pair plus bonus to see if you get a pair. You get a little bit more money there. But I personally think the best way to make money is with roulette. I think that that's probably the best chances, where you bet on a number, you bet on a color, you bet on odd and evens. What I like to do when I'm playing roulette is I bet 50,000 chips each time. What I do is I bet 30,000 chips on the first 12, that's 1 to 12. If it actually lands on one of the first 12, I will get triple my money. So you'll triple your money from that. You can also put on even or odds or red or black, but that's basically, you will just double your money here. I think it's tripling your money, and I do a tactic in which I have a little bit over a 60% chance of winning. So the 30,000 chips, if it lands between 1 to 12, I will basically get 90,000 chips back. And what I will do is I'll put 20,000 chips on the second 12. And the second 12 is 13 to 25 or 26. And so if it lands on those second 12, I will get 60,000 chips back because I put 20,000 chips. So I'll make a $10,000 profit on the second 12, but I'll make a $40,000 profit on the first 12. So I'll still make some profit on the second one. And that gives me it's basically the first 24 numbers, it gives me like around a little bit over a 60% chance. If it lands on the third 12, I'm kind of screwed at that 50,000, but that's just the tactic that I've always played with roulette personally. That's just what I've done to always, make as much money as possible. But that is basically the casino there. So it's a legal way to make money. You're not really breaking the law, but you can also lose a ton of money. And even though you can make a lot of money, a lot of people are actually banned from playing the casino because it's not actually allowed in their country, which is why this is on number 5 on the list. At number 4, we have the Arena.
Conquered sequels, and now short format web TV. Thanks to you two. Well, I'm gonna get a star and a prize, and you're gonna get rich. Okay, I need to get an entirely non-erotic, medically supervised massage to calm down. I love you both. We're gonna get rich. I'll see you later. Remember, we shoot after lunch.
Yeah, we're gonna get rich, right? Well, not exactly. And I know the Arena is kind of a weird one here because you technically are killing people. A lot of the modes people actually end up dying, but technically is a form of legal killing, at least in the world of San Andreas, at least in the world of Los Santos and GTA 5 here, because the Arena is watched on TV by millions of people. There's, thousands of people alone in the stadium. Like I said, it's on television, so this has to be legal. The contestants probably are signing some ridiculous waiver, something that if they die or have serious injury, that the Arena and the other contestants are not responsible for it. And the main problem with the Arena, I would say, is that just nobody plays it anymore. And because it's just so expensive, the vehicles, customizing them are so expensive, and the payouts are just so bad, people don't really play them. A lot of the modes actually can be fun when you get friends in them, and I want to thank my friend Entire Saucy, Mr. Wick35, and Ralph the Smasher 2 for playing this with me. When you get more players with you, and you play longer matches, you do get more money, and you can make 30, 40, 50 grand winning first place in the match, as long as, like I said, you get enough players and the match lasts long enough. So a lot of these modes are fun. It's just that players don't play them a lot. That's just the main issue of it. And when you do actually buy a custom vehicle, you have custom weapons on them, and you do have an advantage over other players. Like you see me here, just the machine gun on my motorcycle. But if you do win, you can make a little bit of money and rank up the Arena, but it's not great. But like I said, this video is not a list on the best ways to make money. It's just a list on ways that you can make money without breaking the law. And as weird as this is, the Arena is a legal way to make money. Moving on to number 3, we have the Auto Shop and Bike Service. So let's start with the Auto Shop. The Auto Shop is part of the Tuners update that came out in July of 2021. And even though there are several, these mini heists that are part of the auto shop business, there actually is a legitimate side to the business that's perfectly legal, where clients will actually bring over cars to the shop, and you can choose to either buy the cars, you can customize them and deliver them to the client, or you can customize them and then have one of your workers deliver them, but then there's a risk that one of your workers actually might total the car. But basically, you have 3 different options. You can get a $20,000 profit on the low-range cars. Here I got 2 different low-range cars. You can get a $25,000 profit on the medium-range cars, and a $30,000 profit on the high-range cars. It costs about $20,000 to upgrade these cars. You basically go through the list, you find the specific part that the client wants, from the different rims to the different engine, the different paint job on the car, and you just bring it to the client. And the cutscene changes a little bit if you damage the car. You don't get a full payout then, but that's pretty much it. You deliver the car, and you can make some money. And these also spawn around every in-game day, so every 48 minutes, usually a car will spawn. And we got the exact same thing for the Motorcycle Clubhouse. Now, in July of 2022, when Rockstar actually added the Criminal Enterprises DLC, they upgraded a lot of the businesses, and one of the things they actually did was they added the same thing, but for the Motorcycle Club. So now you actually get a bike, and you customize it, and pretty much every single bike that I've seen, you get around a $50,000 profit. So $10,000 to customize it, and then you deliver it, you get $60,000, so you get $50,000. I personally like the bike missions more because it's a lot harder to wreck the bike. You can just dodge things a lot easier. You just deliver it to the client's happy. It's a similar cutscene to Auto Shop, and you just collect your payment. And so again, this is something that you can do once every in-game day, and you can make a bit of money. Also, when you deliver them for the Auto Shop DLC, it actually does give you points towards the LS car meet, so keep that in mind as well. Moving on to number 2, we have arcade and nightclub passive income. Now, this is not to be confused with the casino heist. We're not going to be talking about that. And we are also not talking about the underground portion of the nightclub business. We are just talking about the cash that you make from the arcade machines and also from the nightclub. So let's start out with the arcade, first of all. With the arcade, if you own all the machines in the arcade, your arcade will be making around $5,000 every 48 minutes, and you can buy these machines on the computer downstairs, right where your garage is, for the casino heist. So get all those arcade machines in there, around $5,000 every 48 minutes. Not a lot, but it is something that you can get after a couple hours of playtime. And this will stack up all the way up to $100,000. The safe will be red. You'll know it then. It'll be $100,000. Here I got like $60,000, but it goes up to about $100,000. I will not be talking about the agency passive income on here because the agency passive income relies around committing crimes, and it's pretty much mostly an illegal business. Now, when it comes to the nightclub, there's actually passive income that you make from the nightclub, and this is from all the guests that you get to your that come into your club, the drinks they buy, whatever they might eat, etc. Just all based on the visitors. And the amount of popularity you have, the more money that you actually make. And so, if max popularity, you will be making about $50,000 every 48 minutes. And this will actually stack up in the safe up to $250,000. So you can actually make $250,000 within a couple hours just from nightclub passive income, which is actually a great way. And I know some people are going to bring this up. Professional, what about the nightclub popularity missions? Aren't those illegal? Well, some of them are, like the ones where you have to kill drug dealers or smash up cars. However, though, there are actually ways to raise the popularity without actually committing crimes. And for example, there's one of these missions, which actually probably is the most hated one, where you actually go around and you put up posters. Now, this is debatable on if this is legal or not. I'm gonna go with that it's legal. Technically, you're putting up a poster. You don't know whether you have the permission of the person here, but we're just not gonna go crazy with that. So this is a legal activity here. And then we also have the blimp. The blimp is the other legal activity. However, though, some people might argue that this is actually illegal because you could make the argument that it's actually disturbing the peace. It's causing a loud ruckus. But no cops spawn, so I'm gonna assume that this is a legal activity also to make money. I'm not gonna include the flyers one on here because there's one where you actually fly a helicopter and drop flyers. That one's probably illegal out of the poster one, and the blimp one, that's probably the most illegal one out of them because you're littering. You're literally dropping thousands of flyers all over the city. You could cause traffic accidents, a bunch of other bad stuff. So that is littering. So that is pretty much a crime. When it comes to other ways to make popularity, you can also switch out the DJs. When you switch out the DJs, you can actually get half a bar of popularity, $10,000 each, but it's not a very viable way to actually raise your popularity. However, though, there is a better way to raise popularity, and that is that usually at least a few times a day when you're playing, you will actually have a text message from Marcel, and he'll actually tell you that something's going on in the nightclub. And this mission literally takes sometimes a few seconds to like 2 to 3 minutes. So there might be one where you actually throw the guy right out of the nightclub. And then there might be one where you actually have to drive the person home. And
Marcel tells me you're our resident humanitarian. Well, you couldn't have chosen a better recipient for your kindness. This guy's a lawyer for the Duggins. Maybe he'll give us a discount on my friggin' gas. Here's his address. Get him home.
when you actually have to drive the person home, you actually have to obey traffic laws and actually drive under the speed limit. If you drive over the speed limit, they will panic and you will fail the mission. There is one way to bust a celebrity out of a prison van, but we're not covering that. But these are also legitimate ways to actually make money without breaking the law. And yes, somebody who's causing problems in your nightclub, throwing them out is not illegal. Before I reveal the number one way to make money legally, I wanted to actually make a special mention right here. And the number one legal way to make money without breaking the law is, that's right, you guessed it, probably number one thing that people guess, taxi work. The taxi station is actually located just south of the casino on the right side of the city. And the great thing about taxi work is that you don't need to be a CEO. You don't need to be an MC. You don't need to own any businesses. You don't even need any properties or have any money. You don't even need to have guns. You can just start doing this right away, and you can just start making some money. And for a new player that gets into GTA Online, this actually might be an easy way to get some money. It's terrible for any players that have other businesses, but you actually could get a little bit of money, at least for some of the guns, and at least start saving towards some of the properties by doing this stuff, because, again, you don't have to kill enemies. However, though, the pay is just really, really not good when you compare it to other things. Every single time you pick up a customer, the tip increases by a little bit up to 10. So past the 10th customer, the tip is never going to, keep increasing past that. So the max that you can get is around $2,000 per customer. And if you're driving them like, a mile or 2 miles, it's not that bad. But if it takes you all the way to the countryside, that's really bad. The city drops are pretty easy, but the countryside, all the hills and the dirt roads, it can just basically take forever. And sometimes you have to take them all the way up to Paleto Bay, which can be just a complete nightmare. It is worth doing some taxi work when there is an event, like I'm doing here. I did this a couple weeks ago, and I think this was like when it was 4 times pay, and I was getting like around, I think it was like $8,000, $9,000 a fare. So when it is actually increased taxi work, when there isn't an event going on for it, it is worth doing a little bit, but just don't do it too much, because you're going to get really bored of it quickly, and you're just going to get pissed off, because all it is driving point A to point B. It is the most legal activity because you don't really break any laws. The only laws you might break are speeding, or or some kind of car crashes, traffic violations. But other than that, it doesn't involve any killing. It doesn't involve any stealing, doesn't involve selling any kind of drugs, no illegal activities whatsoever, just a plain old taxi. And there is 3 other variants of the taxi. First up, there is actually the Arena Wars taxi custom. This you unlock through the Arena Wars business. So if you want to get that one, you do need have an arena shop. And once you get up to past tier 25, I think it is, you unlock it, you call it in through Pegasus, and it is the fastest taxi. There is 2 other variants of the taxi, which is the Eudora and the Broadway. And these 2 vehicles, if you put on a taxi livery on them, then you can actually do taxi work with them as well. So that is pretty much it for this list. I did taxi work for 6 hours, guys. 6 hours on a couple weeks ago on a stream. It was actually to get to $1 million when they had 4 times more money. And don't do what I did, because doing taxi work for nearly 6 hours drove me almost insane. I did it for 6 hours. Oh man, I just didn't think it was going to take that long, but it just absolutely drove me insane. And at the end, I literally just crashed a taxi because I was just so sick of it doing it there. But that's it for this video. This is not a video, again, which gets you the most money. It's just a fun little video I wanted to do on ways that you can make money in GTA Online without breaking the law. Hey, if you ever get a conscience and you feel bad for some of the crimes that your character is committing, you can always do this stuff to make money without breaking the law. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys. There we go. Total earned $1 million. Oh. Okay, we did it. Oh, this is a place to end it on too. It's right at the top of the city also. Oh, we got to it. Oh. I don't ever want to see it. I don't ever want to see another taxi again. I never want to see another one again. There we go. No more taxi.